3D design.
Barcode on the chingadera. This. All right.
Is that going to pick both of us up?
I don't know. It would be better if you guys pick it up.
Send it to each other.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Cut.
Cut. It's over. Welcome back to the Right Balance Podcast. We are in the city of Mexico, in Jaime Camil's home. How nice has this been? We got Mark all the way from Australia. We got Remy from Paris. I'm kidding, Los Angeles, bro. LA.
Yes, it's been nice.
We got a whole LA team. We just finished the ride. How's your trip in Mexico so far?
Man, it's been short and sweet. I am absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
You're busting our balls at 10 to 11 at night after a full day in the sun riding in Mexico. But it's been awesome, and it's been what I got here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then head back to Sydney tomorrow. So we've got some long ass flights tomorrow. It went very quickly. Remy, how was it for you, man?
It was insane.
What part? The ride? The food? The walk?
Everything.
The sun?
Everything. The ride was a beautiful chaos.
It's a good juxtaposition.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We had to ride some great bikes. The rest of the trip, the crew, the food, the city, that was a great trip. Same as Mark, I'm exhausted. Yeah.
No, we're all super exhausted. And shout out to Francisco and Art and everybody that made it. For the DGR part of things, Mexico, they fucking murdered, right?
Yeah, it was an epic ride. I think we had a new Triumph team, so they're still sort of learning their way around the event. But I had a lot of pressure put on them very last minute by us and by Triumph head office in the UK. But they did it, and I think everyone was a little bit nervous. But I think what people sort of quickly forget is that the passion on the day outweighs everything. You can do 2 out of 10 things that you want to do at DGR as an organizer, as a volunteer host. But we're all coming together and catching up with friends that we haven't seen in a long time, making new friends and making these sort of meaningful relationships that you meet people that you will catch up with every year. And for some, this is a reunion. And I think that's why the DGR is so strong when it comes to, I guess, retention and how many people are often sort of at the event and the people that sign up every year. There's a lot of new people, but there's also a lot of people that are the same, and that's why these rides continue to grow. For Mexico, man, I had a heap of fun. It wasn't as hot today as it was on Friday. I think Friday, if DGR was on the heat that we had on Friday, I probably would have struggled, but it worked out really well, man. I had a lot of fun.
No, the sun was burning. It was super fucking hot. Luckily, I'm sorry, I stepped out of camera. Turn this off real quick.
He just wanted to show those biceps as he just walks through.
That's it. I've seen you work a couple times, like putting these events or showing up to the events, and it's interesting to see how chaotic the teams get, the arguments get, the things not being set up, and you're chill. You're just fucking cool. Is that just your personality overall, or is that just because you've done so many and you see how it turns out afterwards?
I'm pretty chill, man.
You're fucking super chill.
I think for me, it's like, how do you explain this? You do the best that you can, and then on the day you get to a point where you're like, now I've got to trust what I've done, and I've just got to enjoy it and embrace it. And I've used the analogy before where it's like you've got all this preparation and you're a fireman on the day of running an event, and you're just there to put out little spot fires. And I think there's no point in getting worked up about it or getting upset over things. You've got opportunities. And we've got 12 months to work on those opportunities and to create something more special and something that's going to be stronger for not just Mexico City, but for every single rider around the world.
What would be a good learning lesson that you learned from this experience? Because I'm sure every year there's like something new that's a learning.
I think the main experience here is, we're asking people that haven't done this before to volunteer their time, and run a motorcycle event, and it's not just any motorcycle event, it's the distinguished gentleman's ride. You know, there's a certain level of expectations that you have from the people that are actually riding here. And what people don't understand is, you know, a lot of these hosts, yes, they've been doing it for years, they've grown their skill set. They could probably go and be event management sort of people, they could probably go and set up their own event management company. But when you've got someone new, you're starting at ground zero, so it's really about us equipping them with the tools, giving them the time and the ability to be able to learn. But the key learning is fucking doing it. Doing the first ride, watching what you do, and sort of being that sort of personality where you can sit there and look back and go, okay, that worked really well, that didn't work really well, sweet, we can adjust these things and we can make this really special for next year. And you see that with every ride just levels up. But at the same time, you've got to have a bit of a balance, because you don't want to level up too much or the expectation gets too high and the workload gets too high. And if you don't have a big crew supporting you, then obviously, you know, it's very tough in your time. I mean, people have got families, people have got businesses, people have got work to do. You can only command so much time for that specific ride.
And how was meeting Ricardo Salinas?
Oh, that was cool, man. That was cool.
Cool setup, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how inappropriate this is to say, but like, when you meet certain people, for lack of a better word, you just know they're a bro. Like, you know, they ride motorcycles, they're one of you, and I think that's what I've always loved about motorcycling is, irrespective of who I meet, irrespective of their culture, their religion, what their beliefs are, who they vote for, how much money they've got in their pocket, you've got that common interest, and it's you know, it's an equalizer. It's to me, it's a bit of a game changer, because being able to have conversations with, you know, all sorts of people, even when we first started, you know, you'd have this sort of level of nervousness when you're sort of trying to spread a message or trying to get a sponsor, but then quickly you realise that you know, irrespective, if you ride motorbikes, you ride motorcycles, and you know, when you've got a level playing field like that, to me, it's very special.
That's awesome. Remy, how's Mexico? This is your first time in Mexico, right? Like Mexico, or? Correct.
First time in Mexico, first time in Mexico City as well.
What are your thoughts?
I fucking hate it.
No, it was a very nice and strange feeling at the same time, where we were walking a lot in different neighborhoods in Mexico, and you feel like you're in a mix between, sometimes you feel like you're in Paris, sometimes you feel like you're in Rome, Barcelona, and then 2 streets over, you're in
Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very beautiful and weird feeling of deja vu, like I know this kind of atmosphere, and then suddenly something different. The people have been nothing but super welcoming, smiling, beautiful ladies. It was great. It was a great experience. So I definitely will come back.
The food's been a hit, huh? Well, the food's been a fucking hit. I mean, like tonight I tapped out. I couldn't, but I had 3 days before you guys. And we were eating like insane. And I'm telling you, I could not fit a grain of rice standing up in my stomach. Like, there's no chance.
I'm full.
But the food was outstanding. And what was your guys' favorite food?
Come on, you really have to ask.
Yes, I do, because they don't fucking know. It's a matter of fact.
So Mark and I landed in Mexico City on Friday, and Jaime brought us to a fantastic restaurant called Filigrana on Friday evening, and we had probably, at least for me, it was one of my most amazing experience food-wise in my entire life. I've been lucky to.
Ooh la
la! I've been lucky to
top 3, top 5, top 2,
top 3,
top 3. That's fucking strong.
Top 3.
That's fucking strong.
And Martha, the chef and owner of the restaurant, was a beautiful soul. Like she took time out of her evening to come sit with us, talk about poetry, philosophy. She was an amazing lady.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful. Inside and out.
Inside and out. And the level of quality of the food she served was simply amazing.
Yeah, she was such a perfect blend of experience, wisdom, fucking soul,
and genuine,
authentic. I mean, but But not just, I mean, there's a lot of genuine people, but they're dumb shit, you know? Like, but there was so much experience and history.
There was something mystical.
Mystical, yeah, very mystical. Like, she's literally went around the world, opened up businesses, came back, took that in, went to the, you know, she's talking about the Dalai Lama, thank you. I mean, it's one of the videos that I posted up on the Instagram. Too bad you guys don't understand Spanish. It's so beautiful because while Mark's making the stupid face,
it's just my normal face, man.
No, you called it. You literally said, "I'm going to make stupid faces." I cut that part out. I cut that out. And I was like, "Let me just put the stupid face," but you were like, "I'm just going to make
my face."
But listening to her words and talk about it, and then I just put that cut. I was like, "Dude, this is fucking gold."
Yeah, that place was awesome, man. I mean, to be fair, we were so hungry in the lead up because we hadn't eaten, and we were like, we were really hungry, and it was like late, and we were just like.
Because I landed like 2 hours before you when I was waiting, and at one point I was so starving that I went to the 7-Eleven to grab myself like a slice of pizza, and that was pretty much everything I ate that day. So I was really starving, and I was.
So that was the best meal he had this entire Mexican trip. 7-Eleven pizza.
Don't twist my word.
What about the restaurant?
But no, we gotta say that Jaime brought us every time we had to go to a restaurant. He brought us to the fantastic places, great food. The Japanese for lunch was really good. The Italian tonight was incredible. I've been lucky to go a lot in Italy and eat in a lot of different restaurants in Italy. This one was probably in the top 5 of my.
Really?
Yeah. Surprisingly. Really? Yeah.
You still talking about the pizza or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pizza.
That was great. It's a great experience now. I would love to come back in Mexico, but outside of Mexico City and ride bikes and discover the country.
Yeah. You know what's weird for me when we met Ricardo? When we met Ricardo, they brought out the water cups. Those water cups felt so fucking heavy to me. And I don't know if I was just thinking about how like this guy's a billionaire. I'm just like, why are these fucking cups so heavy? And this guy's picking them up like nothing. I mean,
I know exactly why.
What?
You had been here for 3 days before you had that meeting.
Yeah.
You had not trained at the gym for 3 days, so you were a little bit weaker.
Yeah, you were on the weak side.
Your biceps were looking smaller. You didn't have that pump. To me, they just felt like plastic paper cups because I'm so strong.
Oh shit!
I crunched
those were beautiful. They were fucking heavy.
Everything there was epic, man.
And I loved how you walk into the fucking place and it was, what did it smell like?
Us.
Cigars.
I'm joking, cigars. I wasn't sure where you were going with that because you were behind me and I was like, I just came off a long flight.
No,
man. I hadn't showered in 4
like
days.
Fucking gold, bro. No, cigars. The first thing we got, the first whiff.
I didn't smell the cigars, man.
You didn't smell the cigars when we walked in?
No, I wish I
Didn't you make the comment?
No, I just felt like a cigar because it was like you're in this awesome office,
dude, I
so high up in the sky.
You think he smokes cigars?
It was his chief of staff, the guy that I met today.
The guy that was here today at the DGR, he smoked cigars after cigar, like big fat Robusto or Churchill, and like as soon as he would finish one, I don't know if he took it in his pocket or if somebody would like put a cigar in his mouth.
It just magically appeared.
Yeah, like cigar after cigar.
It was like he found a genie and he just had a never-ending cigar.
Yeah.
And I was riding next to him and I just see him just smoking this fat cigar and I just look at him and I go,
yeah,
I'm so jealous right now.
Yeah.
That's one thing we didn't do. We didn't get to smoke any cigars while you were here.
Yeah, right. You better come back.
I had cigars like almost 3 days in a row.
I mean, there is still tomorrow morning at the airport.
No. 6 a.m. in the airport, I'm not smoking cigars.
Well, it's a fucking end. Tomorrow we're leaving. Everybody's going back home. You guys are flying back. You're flying back to Australia. So
yeah, so I've got like a 10-hour stopover in LA. So
what you gonna do?
I've organised a car, so I'll just go. I don't know. I'll go drive and visit people. I might go to the one or maybe like the canyons.
Angeles Crest or something.
I did Angeles Crest because I flew into LA.
Yeah.
2 or 3 days before I flew to Mexico.
Real quick, just give us a quick recap. How was your process getting here? Because you went to Palm Springs, you went to LA.
Yeah, it was epic. It's a bit weird. I mean, I know I'm busy and stuff, but I really like to try and decompress for 1 or 2 days before DGR, especially when I go overseas. First world problems. But I rented a Porsche 718 or 918, whatever it is, and basically just went and hit the road. I went and hit Angela's Crest. Ended up doing some awesome roads. I caught up with Jay Leno. Jay Leno gave me a private tour of his garage, and it's a collection of 300 motorbikes and cars. So I was fortunate enough to get an hour with him, and then I just kept on driving, and I ended up with some friends in Palm Springs. Found some awesome roads up there. Caught up with some old mates at
great restaurants out there too.
Yeah. It was awesome, man. It actually didn't feel too far off the area that I'm in Sydney. It was very progressive.
You said you went to Pioneer Town?
I went to Pioneer Town.
I love that little road leaving from the main highway, and you make that right, and you get up the mountain to Pioneer Town. That's short, but it's super cool.
And when it's in like a Porsche that's got horsepower, it's even fucking cool. So I did that. I went to Joshua Tree, visited from there, and then the next day I sort of started to head back to LA. That's right. So I sort of did from Palm Springs. I think it was Highway 74, Highway 94 to Idlewood. So whatever that highway is, and seriously, man, like my hairs on my arm are standing up right now. I know this guy's it's a probably pretty ethnic, man. I'm hairy, and seriously, as lame as this is to admit, at one point I was even had tears in my eyes of joy while I was driving, because I'm sending it. Like, I was sending this car. I had so much fun, and there was not a police officer to be seen. Very distinguished. And I just had fun, man. I had fun. There were amazing twisty roads. I took the road to Hemet, and then I went and caught up with Robbie Madison at his place, hung out with him and the fam for a bit.
Robbie, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, I'll hook you up, man. That's cool. So yeah, Robbie's cool. We're sort of talking about his plans for his big next stunt, which was just I think I was just my jaw was on the ground. I can't share anything, but it was incredible. So hopefully that gets up off the ground, and if it does, it's going to be definitely up off the ground and out of the water. And then from there, I went past Long Beach, went and visited. That was a busy day. Went and visited.
In one day?
Yeah, went and visited Roland. Hung out with Roland for a bit, and then I drove to Santa Monica, booked a hotel. And then when I met up with the awesome guys that are hosting the Distinguished Gentlemen's Ride LA.
And shout out to Frankie and Ricky Rocket.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't met Ricky Rocket yet, but like...
Oh, yeah, no.
No. But like Anthony, Don, and a couple of Dakota. You had, was it Franco? Franco? Yeah, Mickey Marco. That's what I said, and he's just like... Maybe he's not Italian. Took those guys out for dinner. I had an awesome catch up with them, and then literally, man, just hit the sack, and then it was just flying over here on the next morning.
Fucking Friday.
Yeah, on Friday. Yeah. It was wicked, man. I love this place. Like, it's so comfortable. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the fact that we've got this friendship with obviously Jaime, but like you were talking about, these restaurants that we went to, and everywhere we went to was just next level. I don't know if you didn't have that insider knowledge, if you would sort of have that same experience, unless you did a fuckload of research.
No, I think unless you do a shit ton of research, you will never get the same experience. It's always better to visit a city with somebody that knows, a local, that knows those good address and
recommendations. The whole Jaime thing helps a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why we get the restaurant to sit down with us and explain their whole story and fucking be so nice and intimate with us.
Yeah.
So, bro, well, it's the end of the fucking trip, man. Thank you guys for doing the podcast. I don't know if you guys want to add anything other than fucking Mexico killed it. Ricardo Salinas, Jaime, the LA guys, the bike shed guys. I mean, it was pretty fucking awesome. I personally haven't done too many trips where it's like more than 3 people that I know that are traveling with me, and this was like a big fucking circle.
It's a bit of a boys trip.
Yeah, it was great.
I think for me, I just want to say a massive thank you, obviously, to Jaime, highest fundraiser globally, and I think probably the highest fundraiser of all time. Thank you to his relationship with Azteca, and obviously Ricardo Salinas. He donated $150,000 US, which is the highest donation we've ever received in the 12 years of the Distinguished Gentlemen's Ride. A massive thanks to Triumph Motorcycles, Head On Helmets, Quad Block, and CML. All of our sponsors, they've been awesome. And what I love about our sponsors is, they're not your typical sponsors. And when you think of a sponsorship relationship, you think, oh, what's in it for me? These guys are so passionate, man, and they just love the cause. And like even Chris that we sort of deal with at Triumph Motorcycles in the UK, he's just sent me a WhatsApp message going, man, I'm so motivated to do even more. Like the passion that we experience at this event and how we're actually saving people's lives gives us and our lives more meaning. And so, obviously I'm aware and I'm not that stupid to not think that there's obviously a business outcome involved in sponsoring the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, but it's not the be all and the end all. And I think I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for having that same mentality.
Yeah, I'm speechless. I'm speechless in the sense of how passionate everybody is about this. And I understand that the number one reason that they're so passionate is because of the cause, but it's so much more.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes to the sort of that social connectivity that we speak about, and that's something that I only realised more so during COVID, where we're like, okay, we're riding these motorbikes. Yes, it's fun. Yes, we're dressing up for the cause, but we're doing it for prostate cancer research awareness, and we're here to save men's lives and sort of make sure that we've got men talking and not taking their own lives. And then during COVID, it was like, well, actually, like, I miss these motherfuckers, right? Yeah. A lot of these people that you catch up with, you end up having your own life, you end up busy with work, family, whatever else. And for a lot of people, this is this reunion every year. It's like a high school reunion with all these guys and girls that you rode motorbikes with last year. And then, out of all those different people that are riding, there's a lot of people that are lonely. There's a lot of people that are sort of at different phases in their life. They might have stopped riding motorbikes because they had a family and their wife didn't want them to ride a motorcycle. They might have stopped because they had an accident and they got back into it. Yeah. And so you get this situation where a lot of people, and specifically men, ride motorcycles because they don't have a hobby or they don't have anything better to do at the weekends. They might not even have a relationship, so it's just for them. They're single. Riding a motorcycle is their escape from their reality. And then you get to a situation here where it's like they start to form these lifelong friendships. Yeah. And we've had guys and girls that have been married at DGR, we've had guys and girls that have met at DGR, and that's been the result. And then they've also got married at DGR. Like there's a lot of relationships and friendships that form as a result of DGR, and that only became evident during COVID. So, to what you say, that specialness of it, I think that's it. Because like you're seeing people talk to each other that haven't caught up for a year. Like one of the guys that was the photographer in Mexico, I mean, I can't speak Spanish and he couldn't speak English, so we had someone helping us translate. But
you should have talked motorcycle.
Yeah. And then we went to two-stroke. But he was telling me that he's done DGR Mexico since the first time that we had a DGR Mexico City, which is 2013. Yeah. So we're talking 11 years of him being the photographer as a volunteer.
Which is the only person I think that you told me that you've ever asked to take a photo with.
Yeah. I took a photo with him.
Because after Jaime left, they replaced him real quick with you.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, I'm leaving.
It's because I'm the more handsome, taller, famous, lookalike brother of his. Twin. Yeah. Can't act for shit. But no, it got, to be fair, it got tough. I mean, it was like a little mini celebrity for an hour, but it was it's nice meeting everyone. It was intense, but it was it's nice meeting people, but it was just that sun, man, in a suit with that heat.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, and the floor's obviously like concrete, so like you've got this heat radiating off the floor, and I just got exhausted, man. I hadn't eaten breakfast, my body was shattered. So yeah, I'm proud I lasted as long as I did. But
we did just about right.
Yeah, I think if the ride was like maybe an hour or two earlier, we would have definitely been able to kick it on for a little bit longer.
Remy, how crazy was the ride?
It was insane. It was insane.
Handlebar to handlebar.
Yeah, it was literally handlebar to handlebar. I think I might have like
shit your pants.
Yeah, also, but no, like touch a wheel or something. And my bike
shorted. Like totally.
My bike is first gear up, second, third down, which is the opposite of a regular bike.
Did you ride the bike that you built?
Yeah.
But you did that.
Yeah.
So you know how to ride it.
No, because it's the way that engine is made, and it took us, I'm not ashamed to say, but when I did the first test ride, it took me a solid 15 minutes to understand that gearbox. because obviously it came with a sticker on the next to the gear shifter, and that's one of the first things I removed when I got the bike. So, and I didn't pay attention, because for me a bike is first down and then the rest up. And it took me a while to understand. And
it's based on the Honda CT 110 engine. So it's like a step through motor. It's like it's only 4 gears, no clutch.
No clutch. First gear, so you can stop on first gear, but you don't have any clutch to grab, so it's very weird. And so at one time, couple times during the ride actually, I was on second gear and I wanted to go to third gear, but I went up. So I went down on first gear, rear wheel locked. The guy behind me, I'm sure, shit his pants as well. But that ride was insane. We were supposed to have we were supposed to have bikes that were lost. Nobody knew where our bikes were. I jumped on the scooter.
It was so fucking wild.
Yeah, and then
the girl jumped behind my bike.
And the thing is, Ricardo Salinas has a big security team. Like, we're talking about maybe 20 or 30 guys packing heat, and like they were on 2-up bikes, and they were controlling who can go, who cannot. Like, one guy had his hand on his gun the whole time, ready to shoot you.
Just take us off and shit.
Yeah, no, it was insane. But it was really fun to see Ricardo Salinas with the biggest smile I've ever seen on anybody. His son had a lot of fun on the ride on the bike that Ryan Reza from ADV Mototech built. Jaime looked like a giant on a toy. that like.
You look fucking,
Bro, his ass started swallowing him.
Bro, his legs are so long.
He did not fit on his bike.
It was literally Jaime and his ass on 2 wheels. You couldn't even see the frame.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
His arm was too long. And
how good is the visual of the?
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Very mature voice.
Yeah. Well, come on, it's 11:20.
Oh my god, this is delusion. That's what this is.
No, this is us watching too much of The Boys.
Thank you, Amazon, for The Boys.
Thank you to Mark and Roberto, because
I think this is the longest I've stayed in home on vacation.
We literally watched the first season of The
That's
Boys.
8 hours.
I've watched it.
And we started yesterday.
Right,
so
you're right.
Between yesterday evening.
Yeah, so Mexico's got heaps of culture. We've got Samsung TV, we've Prime The Boys. 8 hours, but it could have been adding enjoyable.
Mexico's great. You stayed at Jaime's house.
The end.
And when we got hungry with that.
We watched the American show in Mexico.
That's it, man. We had some business, got hungry, came here, farted shit.
Oh, yeah, and the altitude farts. We won't go into that, man.
Is that what you call them?
Altitude farts, yeah, man.
What is that, altitude farts?
Some people get altitude headaches, we get altitude farts.
I call it my regular Friday.
Oh, man, I don't know what to say, dude.
End it, bro.
End it. We're going to stop there because it's going to get raw. I was going to say something
we
bad.
need to pack.
No.
We're leaving.
Yeah, let's pack up.
Yeah,
Mark,
we're leaving for the airport in like 6 hours.
Thank you. It's been fucking super awesome. You guys are fucking badass. I can't wait for next year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to delete all that shit.
Nah, bro.
Nah.
Nah, baby.
All right, 30 minutes.